Undisputed is in deep trouble, honestly. The current state of the game is not good, and if I'm being quite honest, the current state of the game when it comes to ranked is damn near unplayable. Yes, you can play it, yes, you can win, but you are forced to play a certain way in order to win, versus actually boxing and actually understanding the science of it. That's a really big thing for me, and I hope it's a really big thing for you as well. Now, with EA selling their company to Saudi Arabia, what does that mean exactly for the combat sports scene? Well, honestly, we truly don't know. We don't know what money will be invested into it. We don't know how it's going to go. We don't know anything. But what we do know is Saudi Arabia loves boxing. So in the future of the gaming scene when it comes to combat sports games, I can honestly say boxing is 100% coming back to the EA studio. Now, what does that mean? Fight Night Champion 2, Fight Night maybe a different name, we don't know. But I can almost put my bottom dollar on the line that EA is going to be dropping a Fight Night game after they drop the UFC game, because obviously the UFC game is in the works. We all know that, but we know where EA heart is at this current state. They seen Undisputed drop, and they made like a crazy amount of money. They sold 1 million copies in the first week of the game release. So that tells you there is a really big market in boxing. Not only that, the boxing world is consistently getting bigger, and the boxing world is already bigger. Now, how much does Saudi Arabia value the UFC with boxing? And I'll honestly say Dana White is, I'm pretty sure, cool with Turki Al-Sheikh, those guys, everything. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Turki Al-Sheikh is the person that, is in talks or was the one to buy EA, but honestly, I would say, yeah, it was probably Turkey, because that guy has an insane amount of money and he loves investing in things. So, Undisputed, it's time we have that talk. And if you guys did, I know Turki Al-Sheikh, from my understanding, right at the season, they were working with Undisputed. I'm not sure what happened. That's not me to tell. That's just something that happened. It fell out. Now, also, I don't know if you guys remember, not too long ago, they were talking about a boxing game. Turki Al-Sheikh was doing a boxing game, and I think it was going to be like an arcade-ish boxing game. I'm not 100% sure, but I just want to figure out how are all these things going to tie into EA Sports or tie into Undisputed. How are these things going to tie together? Because if we being quite frankly honest, Undisputed dropped the ball. They dropped the ball in a situation where I thought the ball could not be dropped. Undisputed dropped after EA Sports UFC 5 dropped. And UFC 5 did not have a great release. There were big problems within the game. A lot of people complained about the game feeling the same. And Undisputed, all they had to do was drop a boxing game that made sense. That is it. That was the bottom line. And Undisputed, again, we're talking about the release. We're not talking about the current state. We're talking about the release of Undisputed when it first dropped was very bad, especially after coming after a 1-year early access version of the game for the actual full release of the game to be in such bad state, to where new players that played the game could pick Deontay Wilder and just wing power shots. I mean, I have a good friend of mine that literally beat some friends of mine by using Deontay Wilder and just throwing power shots. At that point, this is not boxing anymore. This is an arcade game, because it just doesn't make sense. The sweet science, somebody that has been playing the game and understanding the game and playing at that level, should not lose to someone that just picked up the game today and all they're doing is throwing power punches. It doesn't make sense. Granted, you can lose to just somebody throwing straight up power punches, but you want to tell me how many outboxers Deontay Wilder has beat at the top level? Now, before you guys attack me in the comment section, respectfully, I'm just saying. Alright, you want to tell me how many outboxers or how many really good boxers Mike Tyson has beat? I'm just saying. I am just saying. Do not attack me in this comment section. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I'm excited to see what Turki Al-Sheikh, if he is working with them, to do for the EA company. I'm also interested in see how much money will they invest in UFC now. It's a lot of things that I'm wondering now, because Saudi Arabia is not cheap. They're not stingy with their money. They're willing to splurge. They're willing to spend that bread. So are they going to be willing to spend that bread on the UFC games? That is where I'm interested. Are they willing to spend money to support the community of the UFC? That is what I'm wondering. Are they willing to run a tournament for the UFC and put in some big money for their community? That is what I'm wondering. I mean, even boxing. Undisputed has some competition now. I mean, they've always had competition due to UFC gaming, but now it's like, okay, hey, you see these people over here? They just bought this game for this. They want to try to get their money back. You know, you invest into something, you want to get your money back. So they're going to really put, I would assume, put some money into a boxing game, and they're going to be looking to sign some boxers. Now, here is where the big issues lie. I'm not sure if Undisputed has tied some of these boxers into contracts in which they cannot sign to another boxing game. That is the scary part. This is where it really gets scary. It's like, okay, how are you going to sign Canelo Alvarez if he's on an exclusive deal, right? He's on an exclusive deal with Undisputed that he cannot be in any other boxing game. What are they going to do? I mean, honestly, quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest, they don't need Canelo Alvarez. They do not need Canelo Alvarez. If they go out there and spend a bag and get Floyd Mayweather, they already won. Unfortunately, that, like, I'm just being honest with you guys, that's just how it is. Floyd Mayweather is that damn big that him alone will trump Tyson Fury, Terrence Crawford, Muhammad Ali, right? But honestly, I don't think so. A lot of people are going to be so hyped on Floyd, but Undisputed has a good amount of boxers they have signed to their game. Now, how many do they have in exclusive contracts is really the question we must ask. But that's for the future to hold, right? But anyways, man, I honestly, you guys, I have been playing Undisputed, and I've honestly not been having a great time playing it. Playing ranked has been more stress or more like just a headache than it is me actually trying to have fun. Granted, ranked isn't meant for fun, but I'm actually trying to box and use my brain, and unfortunately people don't do that. That's just the way the game has become, and that is because Undisputed themselves. I could go back and maybe make a video and talk about all the things that Undisputed promised and didn't deliver on, but nonetheless, I'm not looking to bash the company. I'm hoping with Undisputed 2, they're really looking to drop some real heat, because honestly, I think we're at a point where it's safe to say Undisputed 1 is officially cooked. There's no reason for us to even hope, wish, or dream. I will say I have a little sliver of hope when it comes to Undisputed, and that is because that new version of the game that they're dropping with Terrence Crawford. Now, honestly, I'm waiting to see what exactly is new, because when we did go to Vegas, what's his damn name? I can't even think of it. Ash Habib did say, hey, there's some things, we basically can't tell you guys about the new Undisputed version is coming out with Terrence Crawford on the cover, but I'm waiting to see what it is. Honestly, if it's anything cosmetic, it's cooked. It has to be something huge when it comes to gameplay change and the way that the game is flowing. Desync, honestly, that's what it got to be. Desync, and I know about 92.6% sure that desync isn't what's being fixed. So if this is a cosmetic thing where, it's just costumes, or it's just, facial changes and updates like that, yeah, it's cooked, respectfully. That's my opinion. I do hope Undisputed gets it right, because at the end of the day, this is the combat sports scene, and I want to see it flourish. I don't want to see one game outshine another. I want to see all games shine in their own rightful so, right? But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I ranted a little bit, but I made sure I put some background gameplay on for you guys to enjoy. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to hit the like button for me, subscribe up, and turn on notifications. And I'll catch you boys and girls in the next one, all right? For any of you guys wondering, did Pryoxis win this fight right here? No, I lost it by 3 rounds. I did get a knockdown on him, or maybe 2, but it was just too little too late, unfortunately. But I appreciate you guys for watching, man. Y'all keep y'all head up, y'all stay blessed, and y'all keep moving forward. All right, see ya.